Okay, thank you very much, Uma. Well, I'm Miguel Manso. I'm working in the same team as Herminia Alonso, so some things can sound similar to you. I'm going to talk about the intrapopulation variability in the acorn production and size of sessile oak in a post-coal mining lands. Post-coal mining has generated important impacts in areas of high ecological value in La Montaña Palentina. La Montaña Palentina is a morphostructural unit situated in the north of the Palencia province. This is the case of the surrounding of the village of Guardo, where El Sestil coal mine is located, in a forest environment by a Quercus petria, the sessile oak. This sessile oak forest has been affected by minery for many years. In the year 1990, this mine was rehabilitated to grassland to reconcile with livestock use. And this is the situation of the mine in the present days. The restoration action carried out in the mine was with the aims to promote rapid vegetation establishment, to reduce the risk of soil erosion, and to increase the ecological value and aesthetics. And if you look at these two pictures, the rehabilitated mine and unrehabilitated mine, these achievements these goals have been achieved. However, the impacts from the mining remain. And the surrounding forest has not been able to spread out and occupy all the main areas. And this oak seedling managed to colonize the area close to the forest, but not the entire mine. And in addition, these oak seedling have got serious limitation to reach tree size. In this context, we try to focus on the knowledge on the limitation factors in the oak seedling, in the seed availability and the seed characteristics on the oak establishment in these mining spaces. The forest fragmentation resulting from coal mining activity has generated differences between the edge and inside the surrounding forest. And in addition, there are differences in two main exposures, the sunny and the shady. And this can affect in the acorn production and in the acorn size, and consequently in the natural forest regeneration. Essentially, this research aims to assess the variability in acorn production and size from trees of different ages in a sessile oak forest fragmented by a coal mine rehabilitated to pasture, considering these two different environments, the forest and the age, and also these two main exposures. To achieve the same 40 trees with different DBH, I mean the diameter at breast height, were selected in these two areas. 10 trees per each combination of environment and exposure. The DBH is used as a proxy of age, and in each tree, the seed fall was collected in a round trap of 50 centimeters of diameter, as you can see here in this picture, during all the acorn production period. And after, when all the seeds have been collected, in the laboratory, each seed was measured, the width, height, and length, to estimate their volume. And first of all, the results of production. We can see here the best mixed model fit was a quadratic model and saw a significant influence in tree diameter and also in tree diameter with the environment. And you can see here an increase in the acorn production as the tree diameter increase. And in a similar way, in both environment, forest and edge, we can see a similar upward trend being more marked in the forest. And now, in the colored zone, you can see that trees under 60 centimeters of DBH is in the edge environment where the production of acorns is higher, while when we go up to 60 centimeters of DBH, this situation changes and is in the forest where the production is higher. And this, although the exposure was not significant, is due to the northern exposure, because if you remember, this graph is very similar than the previous one, And in the sunny exposure, in all of the diameters, the edge produces higher acorn production than the forest. And probably this will be due to the sun insolation, because in the southern exposure, the insolation in the edge is higher than in the forest, while in the northern exposure, the insolation in the edge and in the forest is quite similar. The second part of my results are from volume, and the best mixed model fit was a linear model, and so a significant influence in tree diameter and in exposure. And again, so increase in the acorn volume as the tree diameter increase, and in the southern exposure, the acorn volume is higher than in the northern one, which it means is thicker trees produces larger acorns, and southern exposure produces larger acorns too. And this can affect in the natural forest regeneration. So with these results, we can draw some conclusion that I briefly summarize below. First, tree diameter significantly affects both acorn production and acorn size, so older trees, because I use the diameter as a proxy of age, produce more and larger acorns. The second, trees at the forest edge produces more acorns than those inside the forest for sizes up to 60 centimeters, from which the trend is reversed. According to the exposure, significantly affects acorn size, so at the southern exposure, trees produce larger acorns than in the northern one. And as a general conclusion, understanding how the intraspecific variability of sessile oak can be affected by forest fragmentation in post-mining lands opens great expectation for developing and optimizing restoration tools favoring the expansion of this Quercus species. Unfortunately, these results are preliminary, and as I said before, we use the diameter as a proxy of age, and in the future we wanted to know what is the real age of our 40 trees. And when we know this age, also know the radial growth, in the experimental device that Herminia told before, we wanted to show the acorns of our trees and analyze how affect the exposure and the environment in the speed and percentage of germination, the percentage and the speed and the emergency, and also the seedling growth and the seedling biomass. But this is for the future, and I can't tell anymore. So thank you very much for your attention, and also I want to say thank you to Juan and to Carolina, and they are my thesis directors, and also my beautiful team. Thank you very much.